Okay, welcome back guys. Today I want to talk about third eye, everything opening your third eye, tapping in, activating. Now I have been doing this work for literally years, and before we jump in, I want to disclaim that this work is not something that you should do for fun. This is not something that you should do out of bad intent. This is not something that you should do. What I'm saying is it's not a playground, okay? This work is serious, this work is very spiritual, and this work can interfere with your human life, both good and bad. And that is why it is so important to be educated on these topics. Whether that is you want to invest in a mentor, you want to start doing your own practices, whatever it is, it's important to be super educated. And in this video, I'm going to speak based off my own experiences, purely everything that I know, everything that I've learned on my journey, and in the hopes that this will help in any sort of way, which is exciting. Now, opening your third eye, it isn't a trend. It isn't something that you're like, oh, my third eye is open, I'm so cool. Opening your third eye, you are literally opening yourself up to the spiritual realms, and the spiritual realms, like, this human experience is nothing compared to that. Okay, now spirituality and opening your third eye is really great for the human experience when you are educated in the topic and when you know what you're doing and you understand it. Not only can you like help other people, I've been performing readings for years now, but you can also really help and optimize your own human experience, because that is information that and guidance that you can receive that is not like anything else. Like, you can go see psychics, you can go see mentors, you can go see people and receive advice and guidance, but when it comes directly from your channel and source energy, it is so different because it is so uniquely attuned to you and your individual journey on earth that no one else compares, nothing else compares. And that's what has truly made the biggest difference in my life and my reality, is when I started to really tune in and own my power and navigate these abilities that I've got. I was able to really receive downloads and feedback and inspiration and ideas that got me so far in life, that transformed my reality, that healed me in so many ways that nothing else in this world could possibly do. And for that, I'm so grateful. Through opening my third eye, I've been able to, again, perform so many readings, not only on myself, but so many other people, astral project, access the Akashic records. What else is there? Like, connecting with so many people from the other side, activating my mediumship. Like, I've truly turned my life around because of this work. And I didn't go into this work with the intention of becoming psychic or activating my third eye. I actually had no idea what that was. I started my meditation journey because I wanted to rewire my nervous system. I wanted to really just replenish from everything that I've been through and come back to myself. Through the consistent meditation practice and the commitment that I made, I started to have experiences that were very, very different, and no one really could explain to me what was going on. I didn't know what was going on. And through the years of mastering this practice and mastering meditation, I've done so many things that have been so intentional and beautiful and healing, and learned so much. And it has been the most incredible, beautiful experience of my life. And the feeling, you can't describe it. Like, you literally can't. Okay, so I want to step you guys through the way that you can activate your third eye. Now, this will come to you when you are ready. It's not something that you should try and force. And I strongly believe that if you're not meant to, you will experience block after block after block until you are ready to. We all have a third eye, okay? The third eye is very connected to the pineal gland, okay? Which is essentially that little gland that straight through, and it goes straight through your third eye. And if you line those up, that's where it sits. It's in alignment with your third eye. This is a little gland that, with the right practices, you can actually activate. And your third eye is connected to your clairsenses and your psychic abilities. Okay, obviously there's so many other things that you can do, but for the purpose of this video, I want to talk about psychic abilities, in particular clairvoyance, and being able to see things, because we all have this ability. It's just whether or not you're doing the work and that you're ready for it. Okay, are you here for the right reasons? What is that? Understand why you're here. Okay, so you need to first of all figure out, if we all have this ability and you are here watching this video, what is it that you want to get out of this? What are you trying to do? Figure that out. Get clear on your why, okay? Don't waltz around in this work hoping for something to happen, to have your mystical moment, to have this magic occur when you don't even know what you're doing or why you're there, okay? That's something that I learned, because when I didn't know what was going on, I felt so confused, but it did guide me to where I was meant to be, okay? But if I'm giving advice based off my journey, I would say get clear on what you're doing this for, okay? For me, it was to rewire my nervous system, but if you intentionally want to activate your third eye, you need to understand why you're doing that. So this work is not to be played around with, because there are so many things. And if I were to explain everything that I know, I would need days. Like, honestly, I would need days. I feel like I know too much at this point. And this is just one YouTube video, so keep that in mind. Okay, so to activate your third eye, okay, understand why you're doing this, okay? If you go into this work with bad intent to try and gain some powers to hurt someone or haunt someone, you know, I've heard everything. No, don't do that shit, okay? The one thing about this work is you cannot hide from spirit. So if you have bad intent, okay, if you have a bad aura, if you have bad energy or bad vibes towards someone, or you're doing this for an alternative agenda, spirit can see straight through that. You can't hide. When you're a human being on earth, you can hide that shit. You can put on a fake face, you can hide, you can lie about it, you can conceal it, but at the end of the day, you go to bed at night with that on your conscious and in your channel. In spirit, you cannot do that. You cannot hide. Anything will come up. And that is why it is for those that are ready, for those that have cleared, for those that have done the work as a human being to get on track, to have a clear channel, okay? You need to have a clear channel. So if there's shit that you haven't dealt with yet, go deal with that first before you do this work, because it'll come back up and bite you in the ass. Not in a bad way, not to scare you, but to show you that if you want to go into the spiritual realms, you need to clear your shit up, okay? So you cannot hide from it. It will come up. It will show you everything. It may scare you if you haven't done the work. You may question yourself. It can get different, okay? So let's talk about opening the third eye. Now, as I said, it comes from the pineal gland. I spoke about this in my astral projection video. It is the same practice of pulling the energy up through breath work, through your spine, the spinal fluid coming up and creating friction in the calcium carbonate crystals in the pineal gland that creates a piezoelectric effect that takes place and secretes DMT, the spirit molecule. Now this substance, DMT spirit molecule, is a natural thing that we all have. It's something that you tap into, and essentially your intention is what drives all of your experiences, and everyone has different starting points. So some people may be naturally inclined to different abilities. Some people may be more natural at different things. Everyone is different, so it takes a while for you to figure that out. But this video is about clairvoyance, okay, and tapping into that. So basically activating your third eye is through meditation. That's what I teach. That is what I have gone through. You need to find a perfect timing. You need to find a perfect location. You need to find a perfect practice for you, okay? Not everyone's is the same. Some people prefer different things, okay? It's about finding something that works for you. So you need to calm down the human aspect of yourself so that you can actually have your soul and spirit take the lead and guide you through this. Find a meditation practice that works for you. I personally, when I'm trying to see things, I don't want any distractions. We got the eye mask on, we got the blockout headphones on, we got the 4 Hertz pure tone theta wave binaural beat. I listen to that. It's a very constant baseline frequency. There's no jingles, there's no guided aspects. It is just straight to the point. This is also great for those that want to tap into their clairaudience, because you don't have anything confusing you. You can hear very, very clearly. And I want to talk about clairvoyance in another video, because there's a difference between that internal voice and like external voice that people get confused with. Like, oh, I heard this come to me. Like, was it inside or outside? But anyways, we'll get into that. You can literally hear the pitch, the tone, the sound, like, anyway, back into it. You want to find this meditation practice that works for you. So for me personally, I will lay down on my bed. I will go in the afternoon when I'm feeling tired but not tired enough to sleep. I will put on an eye mask so that I can't see anything. I don't want to see anything. I'm going to be looking through my third eye, okay? I don't want to see out of my human eyes, okay? We're blocking that shit out. That's what I do. Block it out, put my frequencies in, and do it at the right time that I feel kind of tired, that I can relax. Now, the key to this work is, and a lot of people struggle with meditation because they allow their thoughts to consume them. They allow themselves to kind of feed into thoughts that come through, and like, then that leads to another thought and another thought and another thought, and they start to like spiral. and thoughts will just distract you. Like that's all it's going to do is distract you. This work takes so much focus, so much energy. So don't think that you can just go into meditation, close your eyes and you'll open your third eye. It takes so much focus. Okay, so when you are in this meditation, you need to give yourself like 5 to 10 minutes to allow all your thoughts to come to the surface. Like let them run free, like let them go absolutely crazy and just observe them. Okay, practice not feeding into them rather than just sitting back and being like, oh, I see you, I hear you. Okay, I'm not gonna question you or start to feel a certain way or start to think about an experience or think about this other person. Like you need to just let it do its thing. It'll eventually tire itself out. Okay, this is one of the biggest battles that people face, but once you master it, you're good. Okay, because you can't have those come in and it just pulls you out of the experience. It pulls you out of the present moment. Third eye activation, you need the present moment. You need to practice getting into the present moment, and having nothing distract you will pull you out of it. So make sure there's no distractions too. You don't want someone interrupting you. You don't want the neighbors slamming their doors. You don't want your dog barking. Okay, try your best to manage those things. But you want to allow, first of all, your thoughts, let them roam. Give yourself 5 to 10 minutes. Let them just think about whatever you want to think about. Let it go. You can give it the time of the day, acknowledge it, and then say, okay, you know what? I'm going to put you to the side now and I'm going to start to tap in. Okay, this is where things get fun. A lot of people are actually already clairvoyant. They don't realize it and they think it's nothing, but it's like, that's just the tip of the iceberg. Not even that, like a snowflake at the top of the iceberg. Okay, there's so much to this world. There is so much. And basically when you stop your thoughts from roaming free and distracting you, you then set the time for you to be like, all right, let's knuckle down, let's get this done. Now you need to focus on your intention. You want to communicate to the inner being, the soul and spirit, okay, I want to activate my third eye. Okay, and this video is just activating it. It's just step 1, sweetie. Like this is just the activation process, and then it's like a muscle you need to train. You get stronger, it gets easier, you can then do so much with it. It's honestly such a great tool to have, but this is just purely tapping and activating it to prove to yourself that you are psychic, you have psychic abilities, you can tap into that, okay? Which I've trained up so many psychics doing this work and performed so many readings. It's incredible work. Going off track here, my goodness. I don't even have notes for this, I'm just free speaking. Backtrack. You want to communicate to your inner being because your inner being guides you. That's a thing. This whole thing is about, you have the ability, it's already there, but your human avatar kind of blocks it with all the thoughts and thinking and stories and emotions, like it clouds it completely. And this is about you separating that human aspect and soul spirit. Soul spirit has the ability, and as a human, you call it, oh, third eye open. It's just your soul and spirit, and you've peeled back the layers. That's what I said, you can't hide from spirit. You're human, you need to peel back those layers regardless of how much shame and guilt or pain you have around these things. You truly have to let them go because they cannot come with you with this work. It doesn't exist like that. It doesn't work like that. They can coexist, but you need to clear that out because it's just, it complicates it, okay? And don't get caught up in the healing hole where you just keep digging, okay? Just a clear channel, please. Okay, so you want to communicate to your inner being that this is what I'm doing. I want to activate, I want to start to see through clairvoyance. I want to start to see things with my third eye. Obviously, protection and grounding is so important when doing this work. You're opening yourself up to a whole nother world. Guys, it's not a playground, okay? This work is really serious. This work is life-changing, and you know, there's so many people out here that are doing it for the wrong reasons, or they're not protecting themselves, they don't know who they are, they don't know their power, and they're just waltzing through life thinking that they're going to tap in and do all this incredible stuff. It doesn't work like that. Okay, this is real. You need to protect yourself and ground yourself. First of all, the best protection is knowing who you are as a being, so nothing and no one else can tell you who you are, manipulate you. You need to be able to use your discernment when it comes to other people, other energies that you're going to be tapping into in the spiritual realms. You need to understand that, okay? So you can't be a people pleaser in spirit. You can't be a shell of yourself in spirit. You have to know who you are down to the dot, that nothing can shake you, nothing can, you know, unground you or take your roots out. You need to have such strong roots and really ground yourself in the human experience and in spirit of knowing who you are, okay? That's the number one thing. You need to look into protection and grounding. If I were to go on all day, and it's unique to every person, I would need days to talk about this stuff. But for the purpose of this video, I want to highlight that grounding and protection is important. then best protection is knowing who you are. Of course, you can do practices such as affirming it, visualizing roots from the earth growing up and holding your body, visualizing a white light around your body, sealing your aura, sealing your energy, really important things that you can do. That is just everyday energetic hygiene, I want to say, but really reinforcing it into the practice of tapping and activating your third eye is life-changing. So once you do this, your intention, grounding, protection, you want to start the process of actually tapping in, because once you start to see things, you start to realize, oh, that's it. Okay, because your eyes are closed, you are blocked out, like you're seeing things. So basically what you want to do is, once you've done this, you want to start doing the breath work. Okay, this is just creating like a wave. Okay, so breathing in and out very deeply, doing rounds, holding on inhale. Watch my astral projection video for a better description of it, or visit my TikTok. I have a lot. If you scroll down on my videos, there's a lot in there. Otherwise I will post a breathwork video soon. But essentially you want to charge yourself up until you start to feel kind of tingly vibrationally. This is you actually tuning into your own vibration as a soul and spirit. Like, this is your inner being that you are connecting with and feeling. That is your best guide as well. So when you start to connect with that energy within yourself, you've got your human and you got your soul and spirit, and you are just able to all integrate and coexist with each other. And that's what psychic abilities are. It's in the body. It's, as a human, you are merging and creating a gateway between soul and spirit, and you are that clear channel. You don't have all this bullshit around you, like you can just see straight through. So the next steps is what is going to dictate what outcome you get. See, this is like the generic practice for any ability that you want to harness or tap into with spirit, but your intention will dictate the entire experience. So from this point moving forward, if you want to tap into your third eye and activate it, you need to put your focus there. So what I say to a lot of people is, you gently want to look up and out, okay? Because when you have your eyes closed, when you have your blindfold on, it's like pure blackness, but show and feel like a big projector screen that goes into infinite space. Like, it feels like you could go forever down into this black screen, and that black screen actually illuminates, and this is your almost third eye projecting out and you starting to see through that. So what I say to a lot of people is, you want to gently look up and then look out. Okay, target that third eye, look out. I'm not saying strain your eyes and stare up really hard and give yourself a headache. Absolutely not. If you don't even want to look up and out, that's fine. You can just look out. But the key is that you have intentionally targeted that third eye, okay? And that you are purely focused and concentrated in being in this present moment, okay? Holding that energy, holding that focus. It may feel like you were traveling a bit or you're being pulled down here. This is your third eye. This is you tapping into your third eye, okay? The way that you'll know is you will start to see colors like lava lamps floating around, okay? A lot of the time it actually starts as purple because that is your third eye, okay? And you are starting to see without your physical eyes, okay? That's psychic ability. This is just the snowflake on the top of the iceberg, guys, okay? So you're able to look out and see these colors, okay? These colors, that is clairvoyance. You are seeing with your eyes closed. The more you do this work, you can see with your eyes open. Like, there's so much to this. You can see with your eyes open and everything. But essentially you want to start to work that muscle out of, oh, I can see colors, and different colors will float in, and eventually those colors will morph into sacred geometry. Eventually it'll turn into kaleidoscopes. You can do all sorts of things, but open your third eye. That is opening your third eye, and that is just the first steps. So if you want to develop your psychic abilities, develop clairvoyance, I will do videos on other clairsenses, including clairvoyance, but purely to activate to tap into your third eye, that is it. Once you start seeing, you've opened it, okay? It may take a few months for you to actually start seeing things, but once you do, you know you're on the right track, okay? I like to say there's milestones. You unlock that milestone, you go to the next one, next one, next one. You won't instantly go into it and go straight up there, okay? You need to work it out like a muscle. You need to gain the self-trust. You need to learn what works for you, what feels good for you, because everyone's going to be different. But if you want to see with your third eye, if you want to activate your clairvoyance, this is what you do when you practice it, okay? This work isn't for everyone. And there is so much that goes into it beyond a YouTube video. So if you want to learn more about activating and tapping into your clairvoyance further, to see images, to receive downloads, receive guidance, see things, see the future, see the past, whatever it is, stay tuned. I will do videos on clairaudience, clairsentience. I will do videos on the other clairsenses, especially clairaudience, because clairaudience is one of my favorites. That is where you can hear, you can connect with spirit guides, people that have passed over here. Of course, discernment is number one. You need to really know yourself to understand that you have this layer of protection, where your personal power is, and this work isn't for anyone to just dabble in and try and get something out of it really quickly. This is like a lifestyle that you kind of ease into to optimize your human experience. You need to look out for mimics, you need to use your discernment, there's different spirits lingering around, there's protection. You don't want to end up in a bad situation or have psychic attacks. If you have been drawn to this and you have that good intention towards it, that is the process to just activating your third eye and opening your third eye. There is so much more from here. So that is how you activate your third eye. This is just the tip of the iceberg, the snowflake on the iceberg. Again, there is so much that goes into this. There are so many more steps and milestones that happen, but once you unlock, you then begin to experience it. Therefore, you become more familiar with it. Therefore, you learn how to navigate it more and more. Of course, always using your discernment and things like that. This work is not for everyone, and it is not something that you should play around with. This is something that is super, super serious, but if done correctly and done right, it can honestly optimize your life and other people's around you. Again, stay grounded in the human experience. We are here on earth for a reason, to enjoy the human experience and to not be consumed by the spiritual work as well. There needs to be balance, but yes, thank you all for watching. I will be bringing more videos soon. Leave a comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!